happy Sabbath. It's sure good to see all of you, young and old, children at heart. I'm going to share a story that is pictured here at this cover. You know what? There was a family. Well, there was a forester living in the Cilician Mountains in Europe. And he had to take care of the forest. And his wife was at home. And his mother of his wife was also living at home. And you know what? He would take care of the forest. And there had been a band of robbers there. And it had made the woods unsafe. And so he needed to take care of it. Well, he was able to put all the robbers behind the bars except one. So it was late at night, and his wife was worried. She said, "Grimes is not home yet. You know, there's still this one robber out there." And his mother said, "You know what?" Her mother said, "You know what? We need to pray. We need to trust in God." And so they started reading from the Bible about the promises that God is our protector, that we can find our shelter in Him, and the wicked can do no harm. And so all the promises about that they were reading. Well, Grimes came home. It was very late. And she said, "Where have you been?" "Oh, you know, you don't have to worry about me. I have my weapons, and I have my well-trained dog. They can take care of me." Oh, his wife sure wished that he would trust in God to protect him, instead of just trusting in his dogs and in his weapons. And she had been praying all night. And he says, "We don't have to worry about that." And he started locking all the windows. And let's go to bed. Everything is secure. Everything is under control. But you know what? The wife had peace in her heart, because the whole evening, while she was waiting for her husband to come home, she had been praying together, praying and reading all the promises. So they went to sleep, and early in the morning they woke up. And the strangest thing, where they had left their Bible at the table, it was gone. And instead, they found something that's even bigger than this. A knife was just laying there. So once they saw that they had locked all the windows, they started looking around, checking what has happened. Someone must have come in here. They had locked the house. A window was open. So they rushed to see if in their secret hiding places where they have money hidden, did they take the money? Did anyone take the money? No, nothing. The strangest thing, only the Bible was gone. This was kind of strange. Well, even Grimes, he had to admit, you know what? All my weapons and my well-trained dog didn't keep me safe. The robber was still able to come in the house. This is strange. It was like a puzzle to them. Well, a couple of months later, Grimes said to his wife, "You know what?" And to his mother-in-law, "You know, I have to go travel. Because at the French border, there's war, and I have to go and protect it." So he went to the French border, and so they were left alone again at the house. And they were praying. They were praying for Grimes, because he didn't really trust in God. And he didn't really believe in God. And so at the battlefield, cannons went off, lots of shooting, and the battle was in full blast. And then the cannon stopped. The gunfire stopped. And he didn't hear anyone breathing around him. He thought, it's the smell of death. I don't think anyone is still alive. Until he heard the paddle of an oar coming closer and closer and closer. And there was a sailor who came closer to the battlefield. And he stepped out and he checked around if there was anyone still alive. Well, Grimes was still alive. And this sailor took him with him home. And he nurtured him with his wife, Katrina. And he was able to, Grimes was able to get his wife, Stephanie. They sent a message, and Stephanie was able to help him, to nurse him until he could go home again. And before he went home, Grimes said to this sailor man, "You know what? I have to thank you so much. You saved my life. You took me home. And you were able to, my wife was able to come and nurse me back. How can I pay you?" And the sailor, he stopped a little bit. He says, "You know what? I owe you something. I have something. I have a treasure that belongs to you. I have to give something back to you. Do you recognize this old Bible?" Stephanie said, "That's my Bible. How did you get it?" One night it was suddenly gone. He said, "You know what? My life has changed because I was one of those robbers, the one robber that wasn't behind the bars. And I was ready." You know the story?
One night, it was a really long time ago, but I used to play stories on my daddy's iPad, and one story, I heard that this guy had a Bible taken, so I knew this was the story.
Yes, my story hour has that story too. And so, you can check if I tell it correctly then. Maybe not everybody has heard it. So he said, "You know what? I was that one robber left. And all my friends were in prison because you wanted to make the forest a safe place. And I wanted to get revenge with my knife. I had sneaked into the house and I was hiding behind the curtains. And I was waiting and waiting till you came. But your wife, with an elderly lady, was praying promises from the Bible. And while she was praying, she was even praying for me. And I thought, how can I do anything like that? And then you came. And then when you went to bed, he must not have totally hidden behind the curtains. Maybe hid somewhere else after that too. He took the Bible and left his knife there. And then he started reading it while he was hiding in the forest. And he became a changed man. So God was able to save him. And Grimes had to admit, he said, my guns and my weapons didn't protect me, but it was the Word of God. We can find our protection in Him.